doing today? My name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for taking a couple minutes to check out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to show you how to make smoked chicken with an Alabama white sauce. Now, some of you that know me might know that my wife's Monica's dad's side of the family is from the state of Alabama, and we've been there a couple times to visit, and that's when I first discovered this delicious Alabama white sauce. It's a great alternative to barbecue sauce because it's rich, it's creamy, and it's tangy, and it goes absolutely great on chicken. You can also use it to mix up in coleslaw. Some people put it on pulled pork. There's a lot of things you can do, and it's also great because it's got no added sugar, so it's keto, low carb friendly. So I got a couple chickens here that I'm going to smoke today, and then I'm going to make this Alabama white sauce, and it's really not that difficult. The main ingredients are mayonnaise and vinegar, and I put a little bit of horseradish on there, some lemon juice, salt and pepper, and a little bit of cayenne pepper just to kind of spice it up a little bit. It's really, really good, and if you haven't tried it yet, I would certainly recommend doing it next time you smoke some chicken. But if you stick around, I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. Let's get cooking. So what I do when I do them on the pit barrels, I like to cut the chicken right in half because they seem to cook more evenly when I hang them from the hook. So it's really easy if you've never done it before. You take the chicken out of the package, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out this backbone here, okay? You can use a sharp knife. I have some kitchen shears here that work very well, but it's not very complicated. You're just going to go along each side of that backbone and just kind of follow along. There we go. Sometimes easier said than done. Alright, so we cut out the backbone. Now, typically what I want to do, since I'm going to cut it in half, there's a little bit of a breastbone in here. If you take a sharp knife, kind of right down the middle here, and you'll kind of hear it crack. There we go. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to, a little bit of pressure, just straight down. Just like that. So now we have two chicken halves. So let me go ahead and cut the other one in half, and I'll be back in a second. Basic rub. This white sauce, I really want it to shine through, so I don't want to overpower it with anything real fancy. So this is about as simple as you get. I got 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, 2 teaspoons of ground black pepper, and just to give it a little bit of color and a little bit of heat, I got a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You can add a little bit more if you like it spicy, but my son's going to have some, and he's not a really a hot. So what we're going to do now is we're going to coat these chickens on both sides with this salt, pepper, cayenne. We don't have to go crazy, but we're going to dry brine them. So we're going to let them sit in the refrigerator for a couple hours. It's actually just around lunchtime, and we're gonna have these for dinner, so I'm not gonna put these on for at least probably 3-4 hours. So I'm just gonna let them sit uncovered in the fridge and let all these spices kind of soak in. Alright, so once you've seasoned both sides of the chicken, you want to just put them on a rack here. Now, ideally, this would be good to do the night before and just let it dry brine in your refrigerator, just like this, uncovered overnight. But you know what? It's afternoon now, so it's going to be in there probably 3-4 hours, which is fine. We just want the salt to kind of penetrate into the meat a little bit. This is going to also, by drying out the skin a little bit in the fridge, it's going to help the smoke adhere a little bit better, especially because the meat's going to be cold. So I'm just going to take these 2 trays, throw them in the fridge, and we'll be back in a second when I show you how to make this delicious Alabama white sauce. We'll be back in a minute. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to make that delicious Alabama white sauce. You definitely want to make this ahead of time in the morning because you want to let it cool in the fridge for a few hours. So First thing we're going to do is we're going to start off with 2 cups of mayonnaise, which I've already put into the bottom of this mixing bowl. Okay, to that we're going to add a 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar. Okay, then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of prepared horseradish. Okay, I got a little over a 1/4 cup because I kind of like the flavor of horseradish. So we got the horseradish in there. Now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, which is the amount of juice you can squeeze from 1 average sized lemon. Okay, I like to get the fresh lemon juice, but you can get the concentrate as well. We're going to do 1½ teaspoons of black pepper. Okay, now we're going to add 2 teaspoons of mustard. I'm using yellow mustard. Some people like to use Dijon, but you know, for me, it's Alabama white sauce. I don't think they eat the Dijon mustard in Alabama. They're more the yellow mustard crowd. Okay, then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. We're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper just to kind of kick it up a notch. And then last but not least, we got a 1/4 teaspoon, that's closer to a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay? There you go. Now you're just going to mix this up real well and get it to a nice consistency, you know, and depending on who makes the white sauce, this will vary in thickness and consistency. I like it to be a little bit thick. I mean, not super thick, but thick enough that it'll stick to the chicken skin and not be too liquidy. And then what you're going to do after you stir it real well is give it a taste test, you know, and add accordingly. You know, if you think it needs a little bit more lemon juice, a little bit more horseradish, a little bit more pepper, salt, whatever. You know, kind of make it the way you like it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a cover on it, and I'm going to go stick it in the fridge. The chicken's already in the fridge. I'll stick this in the fridge, and we'll be back, you know, 4 hours or so when I'm firing up that pit barrel, and we're going to start to smoke those chickens, okay? See you in a little bit, guys. All right, I have a chimney full of lit coals. As you see in the bottom, I got coals around the outer edge. I'm just going to try to dump this right in the center here. And I'm just going to let it stabilize for a few minutes while I go get the chicken, get the hooks in it, and we'll be out to put these chicken on here in just a minute. All right, I got these out of the fridge. They're nice and cold. They've been in there probably around 5 hours. But man, that's what I love about the pit barrel, man. You can just hang them on these hooks, and they cook so delicious. All right, let's go outside, throw these on. All right, sorry about the noise. The landscapers are next door, and they're going to be here in a second, so I want to get these hung up fast. Before I put them on, I got just a few wood chips here. I'm just going to sprinkle on some hickory wood chips. I just had a little bit left. All right. I'm going to put 2 on each side. That big raging fire will go out in a second once I put the lid on. I got a temperature probe here, and I'm gonna put it in 2 of them. Let's see. This one's a little bit thicker here. These are probably gonna take 1.5 to 2 hours, I'm guessing. All right, I just started the timer here. We got 1:55 as the alarm. Chicken's not done then, but that's when I'm gonna give it its first coating of the Alabama white sauce. I want to try to apply it a couple times while between 155 up to 165 when it's done. So you can see one probe's at 42, one's at 46. I'm going to go inside and have a beverage. I'll meet you guys inside. All right, beer review time. I'm going to turn it sideways. Corona Premier from Mexico. That's what I'm having because I'm starting keto again. And my son Kyle, say hi, Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
He's having something we found. It's Shirley Temple, Hollywood's original Shirley Temple soda pop. All right, something interesting. All right, Shirley Temple. I remember being a kid and having a Shirley Temple, like we'd go out for dinner, and I guess it's either 7-Up or ginger ale. Then they put a little shot of grenadine in it for coloring.
What the
and
heck
they
is
usually
grenadine?
It's like a red syrup, and then they usually would put 2 or 3 cherries on a toothpick. Wow, it was good. It was good. It's something different. All right, and I'm having the Corona Premier.
Toothpicks and
Yeah, they would. You know how they sometimes
syrup.
put like.
It sounds like a very tasty soda.
It actually is. What's it smell like?
A Shirley Temple. Smells like strawberries.
Well, there you go.
And a Shirley Temple.
And I'm trying this because this has the exact calorie and carbs as Michelob. Is it Miller? Michelob? What is that low carb beer called?
I don't know.
Yeah, Michelob Ultra. That's kind of they're known for the low carb, but now Corona, who's it's always been a light beer to begin with, they've come out with one now. 96 calories and 2.6 grams of carb per 12-ounce serving. So very low carb, very good on a hot day. But you can see it's very light. The head's almost completely gone already. All right, sniff.
Yeah.
A little bit maybe of corn, but that's about it. Doesn't smell like anything. What's your smell like?
A Shirley Temple.
Okay, come on, Kyle.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Like
You said strawberry. Okay.
Sure.
As always, guys, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. Cheers. It's refreshing, but it doesn't really taste like anything. It's very, very light. I'm curious how alcoholic it is, because it almost tastes like one of those beers you get that don't have any alcohol. It's got, I mean, it's good if you still want a beer and you like the flavor. You can drink a lot on a hot day. I mean, if you're out in the sun, the barbecue or something, you got to be careful. But this is almost like water, but it's good.
If it tastes like water, then.
Well, in the beer world, I think it tastes like water. Okay, what about you? How's yours taste? You've never had a Shirley Temple.
Like, I can tell it's not ginger ale, but
No?
it tastes like 7-Up, basically.
Yeah, it's like 7-Up or...
It tastes like a strawberry 7-Up. Not really.
Okay.
I'm not
yeah.
surprised.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's like either lemon lime or a ginger ale, and then they put the grenadine, the red syrup has a little bit of sweet flavor to it.
But
It turns it this like light red color.
If they're just using 7-Up, then how
Well,
do
no, it's their own brand. Is that something you would order again, or would you prefer like a root beer or some other kind of soda?
I would prefer something else mostly, but it's still good.
Still good?
I
All
like
right.
it.
He's really getting exposed to just about every soda there is. I never even heard of this stuff. But,
Well,
yeah.
Except, it's the same thing with that, except beer, it has more health effects.
It says, bottled under the authority of the Shirley Temple Soda Pop Company, Orca Beverage, Inc. Huh. I'll have to look and see where they're at. All right. Whoop. All right, again, as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. 155 degrees. It's been on 35 minutes, and one probe's reading 118 and one's reading 125. You know what? We'll go out in a little bit and we'll take a look. I'm going to also spray them with a little bit of apple juice. You stop acting like crazy. Come on,
What?
cheers. Again, guys, thanks. See you outside in a little bit. Would you order it again?
I guess.
You guess? Or would you rather have a root beer?
I'm not sure, depending on what type. Like, I would get this over to, like, A&W or something, but then
Okay.
again,
Alright.
if it's like Virgil's, I would probably choose Virgil's.
You love that Virgil's, huh? Just decided to come out. My beer's still inside. Oh, yeah. Ooh, look at that nice color. Wow. Sometimes, too, especially in the beginning of a cook on the pit barrel, some of the juices trip down and can kind of get the coals to kind of mellow out a little bit. So it's always good to take the lid off for a few minutes just to get some circulation, get some air in there, and get those charcoal re-energized. So I'm just going to spray them. I got some apple juice in here. smoke likes to adhere to wet surfaces. So, I very much like the color, man. I love this pit barrel. Wow. All right. We're on our way. I'm happy. I'm going to put it back on. I'm going to go inside, enjoy the rest of my beer. We'll come check on them in a little bit. All right, it's been an hour and 11 minutes. We're right at 155 on the one and 151 on the other. Let's take a look. This is cooking a little bit quicker than I would have anticipated. It normally takes a couple hours, but boy, let's take a look. All right, let's take a look and see how one of these look like up close. Oh man, look at that. Man, it looks good, huh? All right, I'm gonna do a couple spot checks and see if we are at 155. And let's see this one here. Look at that. Wow. Man, it's looking excellent. All right, I'm going to spot check it with my Insta-Read. And if we are consistent 155, one of these chickens was bigger than the other. So, yeah, these two smaller pieces, I think these two right here, they're probably going to be done a lot quicker. But I'm going to do a temperature check and see if they're ready to get the white sauce glazed on. Be back in a second. Let's see. Man, I do love the color. Look at this. I'm going to go down here in the thickest part of the thigh here. See if we can see what's going on here. Yeah, 151, 152, almost. See, they're going to need a few more minutes. I'm going to spritz them one last time with some applesauce. I'll give them another 10-15 minutes here. Then I think we'll start applying that Alabama white sauce. All right, it's been around an hour and a half. Let's take a look at the these, man. Oh, man, oh, man. They smell wonderful. Look at that, man. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Just so delicious. Woo! Alright. Alright, I'm getting smarter now. Trying to do it on 2 at a time here. So just drizzle some of the sauce on the skin here for the last 10 degrees. Shouldn't take very long at all. Make sure you save some for dipping. Oh yeah. So there you go. These are pretty much almost done. We're almost there. Wow. Let's see. Put the cover on. See, the back ones are already caramelizing. We'll let it cook for a few more minutes. Alright guys, just took them off the pit barrel. Look at these, man. Man, they smell beautiful, smoky. I'm going to cover them with foil here. Just let them hang out for around 10 minutes or so. And we'll be back. Alright, the moment of truth. I'm here with my family. You met Kyle already and my wife Monica. I sliced the breast up because that's what they like, but I did try some of the dark meat and it is good. Pit barrel never disappoints, but okay guys.
Not yet at least.
Now try it dipped.
Dipped in Alabama white sauce.
Yeah.
I love this, and I am from Alabama. My family's in Alabama, and this is this is my first time trying. Very popular there, so I'm kind of picky about this kind of stuff. Except this is my first time trying it, so.
All right, take a bite, Wow, that chicken is good. What do you think?
Mmm. It's hot. Ooh, I like the zip. That you put your own little twist on that. That is delicious.
Is it too hot?
Wow.
It's
Take another bite then. I did some dark meat over here.
You know what I noticed though? This zip doesn't stick with you. It's just kind of like a zing, like a horseradish zing, but it's not.
It tastes like ranch at first, and then if you did what I did here,
it drips.
then it feels like.
Yeah, it's not super thick,
you
but
ate a
it
jalapeno.
still sticks to the chicken. Ooh, it does got a little bit of zip, that horseradish.
Little zip won't
And
hurt
then the
you.
little twang, you get the tanginess from the vinegar and the lemon juice. Wow. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching the video. If you like it, please hit the like button. Please consider subscribing, and I'll leave a link above to my website, ericsmokingbbq.com, and we'll see you next time.
Hi, guys.
Say goodbye.
Bye, guys.